Hey everybody, welcome back to the second episode of the kickoff month of the Movement of Sustainable Salons. Here with my hair assistant, my wife Angela, and with our friends from Design House Salon, Kurtis and Chantelle. Hey guys, how are you?
Morning.
Hey guys, happy Valentine's Day.
Hi, happy Valentine's Day.
So we just wanted to first of all thank everybody for the awesome turnout we had on the first call. I know Super Bowl Sunday, it was it was an interesting game. I'm sure you thought so, Kurtis. But we were really fortunate to have a bunch of people on the call. We really had a good time with it, and we hope to continue the effort in the ways that we kind of move the movement forward. But what did you think about the call, guys? How was it for you?
I thought it was great. I thought there was a nice amount of participation from everybody. It was nice to see some people figuring out Blab for the first time, knowing that it was a little easy for them to log on and get their face in front of the camera. So I hope more people figure it out just as easy and feel encouraged to join us.
Yeah, and a shout out to Alicia and the National Davenist Educator and Chantelle from Vivid Salon in Edmonton. Thank you for their participation. Also Will from Green Circle. I think I'm not sure if Green Circle is going to be on this call today, but I think they are going to be listening in on and off. There's also an option for everybody to replay the last episode by going to the salonmovement.com/education, and you can watch that. And this call itself, it's going to be recorded and available for replay in the future. So all the salons that have, I think we had like 30 or 40 replays on the last one. So there'll be quite a few after this. And if you're a stylist, a Davenist stylist and salon owner, and you want to join in, please do. You can click on the open seat there and call in. Otherwise, if you want to just listen to the call and add your comments, go ahead and do that on the side, on the right-hand side. And make sure to mention yourself and your salon, so that way we can give you some social media props and put the love and loving and sharing and liking and following into action and do it that way.
That's great, and that's a really good point, Kurtis. This particular call we titled "Like, Follow, and Share the Love." We talked a little bit in the last call about how important it is to make sure that social media plays such a big part in what we do day to day. And I think sometimes as a collective of salons that have an affinity for the Davenist line and the sustainable aspects and things that we do, that we forget that we're just entitled to like each other just as much as your clients and things would. And we hope that this call will encourage everyone to go out and really spread the love. Kurtis, why don't you go over a little bit just about the movement in case someone missed the last call, just to give them a little bit of an overview.
Yeah, so the movement, it's the movement of sustainable salons. We're sponsored and moved by Davenist. The whole idea of this is it's like-minded Davenist people that love their planet, culture, and craft, and we've just come together in a nice shirt, unified grassroots movement to just support each other and be able to have these kind of calls that allow us to be able to give out ideas and to support each other. And just so everybody knows, we're not putting ourselves out there as business development experts or anything like that. We own a hair salon and we are doing some really cool stuff, and we would love to work with others to be able to make it so that our business is more successful, and so we can share some of our positive points of what we've learned to be able to help the whole community as a whole be more successful. So
that's great. And I would tell everybody that's on the call or that watches the call recorded afterwards, make sure that you go to the salonmovement.com, sign up. We're going to do a pretty cool giveaway at the end. We'll talk about it at the end of the call today. But definitely, your questions, your comments, the things you want to talk about, being active and interactive is really what's going to make this program a success. And, we look forward to working with you guys. What we will tell you is that for the first kickoff month, we're going to do these calls every Sunday. So after today, we have 2 more that we have scheduled, and we'll go to a bi-weekly schedule after that. But there'll be an entire calendar up on the salonmovement.com website. We'll also be able to incorporate some of the Davenist education things that are happening throughout the country on that site as well. So it's a good reason for you guys to go and check out the site and be able to kind of book some of those education classes and some of those good things. For those of you that are just on the call for the first time, we're using this format. You can see there's 3 of us on now, but potential for a 4th called Blab. The website is blab.im. You need a Twitter account to sign up for it to be part of the actual live calls. And we would definitely encourage you, you can see some things if you're on this call. Got a little mute button in this spot right over here. You have the props button over here. So raise the roof. I don't know what it is, but you hear some good comments. We definitely like to hear about it. The little X up there is if you're weird, as our friend Joe Girard would say. We can kick you off the call, and then you'll see our handles up there on the top and how to follow us on there. So we definitely would say to follow us and to follow the Salon movement on Blab, so you know when we have something scheduled. But let's start. Last week we talked a little bit about Valentine's Day promotions. We were lucky to have some great comments from Chantelle and from Alicia Miller. Did you guys get to implement anything? What did you guys do for Valentine's Day in the salon?
Oh, this is a great feature, because we're gonna do this on most of our calls. Whenever we get some marketing ideas for that, we'll maybe do like a what worked, what didn't spot, so people can kind of we can all collectively benefit from our failures and the stuff that we do well. So Chantelle, why don't you talk a little bit about what we did and implemented for Valentine's Day marketing?
Okay, so I actually had some of the Christmas Davines packs left over. Everybody knows the little cosmetic bags with a product in it. Essentially, it sort of worked out to about maybe 10% off the product. And so what I did is I opened those bags up, all the pink bags sat together. I had a big sign that said share the love, whether it's yourself or someone else, and receive this free cosmetic bag. So I was just trying to help push those bags a little bit more, being Valentine's Day, and we did sell a few of them. I would say maybe 3 of them this week. So it wasn't as much of a added benefit, I would say, with the bags this year. I think in comparison to some packs that Davines has done before, they were almost giving away a free product in each pack, and I recognize that sold quite well. So, aside from that, we had a little box up front. It was like this little book that was opened up. Inside the book, I had a whole bunch of love sachets, and we were giving them away complimentary to people up at the front desk. So it was a really great intro into what is love. I want some love, and then beside it, I stacked some love conditioners with our promotion poster that talked about the free body scrub that you get complimentary when you buy any 2 essential products at the moment. So it was perfect. People would pick up the sachets, they wanted it, they looked at the body scrub, and I can't tell you how many I sold from the front desk. And it was already after the conversation. So how are you doing for products? Can I get you anything today? No, I'm doing fine, but what is that? And a lot of people gravitated right towards it, and I was able to just, pass it off from there, and in a classy way. It's set up really nice. It wasn't overcrowded or congested at the front end. It was just really inviting. So yeah, we've got some cinnamon hearts in a dish. We've got hearts kind of placed throughout the salon, some flowers, just a bunch of visual kind of stimulating displays, I suppose.
That's cool.
Nice. And we also had a few other things, like we did our small little Valentines cards.
Yeah.
So we got some just some kids versions of the Valentine's Day cards that you could give to your teacher for kids. Mm-hmm. And we left those on the counter on the color bar with a pen and some stickers. And then people could fill them out and send them to their friend, or give them to their friends or their boyfriend or whatever, and just some kind of a cute idea.
Like, it was really, because our bar is right in the middle of our space, when people would come in, I saw them light up when they looked at it, because it's just so ridiculous and cute. Like, you're totally cool. You're sweet. Will you be mine? And it brought a smile to people's face. And I saw people just writing away and passing them out. Like, when was the last time you passed out some Valentine's cards to a friend? So I thought that was a pretty cute gesture. It's just something different.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the future too, I think what we're going to do is have it so that we'll have our salon name and logo and address, phone number and stuff like that, and just have it so that it's an added promo for our clients to be giving away to their friends and stuff like that, but still say, oh, that's a cute idea. Where would that happen? And they say, oh, it's from Design House Salon. That's my salon. And then that way, Yeah. So
Oh.
I think James is just refreshing there for the call because he was missing the comments. That's one point for Blab for everybody out there that's listening. If you're on Blab and all of a sudden something happens where the comments aren't really working very well or something like that, then just refresh your screen and it'll take you a little bit, but you'll get back on and everything kind of comes back for full functionality. So while we're waiting for James, because I know he can hear us, but might not be able to see us yet, and won't be able to contribute until he's back on. Let's kind of go through a little bit about. Have we ever done a Valentine's Day thing that just really didn't work? Why don't we do that, and then that way we can just kind of
I
add a
can't
little bit.
Really done anything really focused around Valentine's. I don't put a big focus towards gift cards or anything like that, but I would say when you're doing your in-salon marketing, it is extremely essential the placement in the salon, the visual stimulation around it, so it doesn't just look like I did or a mishmash of things you're trying to get rid of. And I think the Love shampoo and conditioner really helps us with that because it's an attractive display with the purple and the white, and so you can really have some fun with it and just. Even going to the dollar store, it's not cheesy displays. Just pick out a few random things that can help add to the display. I found some coffee cups that said love on them with some hearts. I put a little collection of treats in there, some chocolates and some candy hearts, and then I put a mini Love shampoo and conditioner on top of it. And just two of them. I mean, it cost me $1.50. And it was super cute. I thought maybe people might buy it as gifts. I had men buy it as a gift for the wife. I had a girl wanting it for herself. It was just attractive. So just keep it attractive, keep it visually stimulating, and don't overdo it. And you don't need to overstock on things either. You can just buy a couple things and make sure you're tracking it on your system so that next year when January rolls around, you can look back and say, hey, how much of this did I sell? Because you'll know it was directly related to what you got, and then that way you can purchase appropriately. There's certain things like back bar dollars that allow you to buy some extra sachets, stuff like that you can really use as added benefit for your clients. It's not actually costing you anything. So
yeah, and that's a good point too. Is just when you're doing marketing and stuff like that, just think of it really from an authentic point of view. Something is very similar to dating and being married, I find with your clients. It's that it's little things that count, but you don't want to overdo it either. It's kind of like just keep it special, keep it authentic, keep it like really from the heart in a way. So especially around Valentine's Day, because the holiday itself could be quite cheesy and quite Hallmark, and a lot of people really dislike it. And so if you're not being really authentic and cute a little bit and fun with your marketing on Valentine's Day, it could turn a lot of people off.
Yeah. I think it's really smart what Chantelle was saying about using the promos from the last holiday and sort of thinking outside of the box and recreating something that maybe was there for Christmas and creating it for the next holiday. And, again, what are you going to do with those bags that you didn't sell? And then just sort of remarketing them is really, really smart. Very good.
Yeah, with Davines, as everybody knows, typically you're not allowed to discount Davines. So, and not to mention it doesn't really look good, but there's ways of reducing the cost and making it seem like an added benefit. So with the bags, buy this trio and receive this beautiful free cosmetic bag.
Right.
You're pretty much receiving a free product. And you can kind of play on words a little bit like that. They're not really receiving a full free product, but it's pretty close. And the bag was a $25 value. They're gaining, maybe $15 in products. So it is a pretty good value added package.
Mm-hmm.
And then not to mention I had we have the 2 Essentials promo with the free body scrub as well. So they were able to.
Tell me about this body scrub.
Pardon me?
Tell me about the body scrub.
Oh, okay. You guys don't have the body scrub.
We do not have the body scrub.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Just give me one sec.
Okay. I'm jealous.
So it's just, I don't know if it was just a Canadian thing. I thought it was
I did
everywhere.
see it on social media around Christmas time in Europe. So I think Europe received it a long time ago. It just happened to be part of our January purchasing. So I'm actually sold out of them right now. Should I say what it is, like how you get it?
Yeah, I hope I
Yeah.
want to know.
So if I purchased 12 bottles of shampoo and I purchased 12 bottles of conditioner, I received 12 bottles of the body scrub complimentary. So it's a lot of shampoo and conditioner, but I often stock that much anyways.
Right.
They didn't just have to buy a shampoo and a conditioner to receive the free body scrub. They could have purchased any of the essentials full-size products. So the body scrub, my camera's backwards, so it's hard. So this is the body scrub.
Oh, smooth and glowing
Yeah.
skin. Okay.
Yeah, you can see that.
That was good. Was it the wild and virtuous?
Pardon me?
What was the flavor?
Well, it says wild and virtuous, made with care. Sea salt, cane sugar, and essential oils. It just had a really soft essential oil smell to it. It's extremely softening on the hands. We had a little sampler that we were doing some complimentary hand massages and scrubs with for the clients. And it was, I'd say probably about a 250 ml jar. And they flew. Like, we just received them the beginning last week. So within this whole week, we sold all 12 of them. And now I have 4 people waiting for them. So we've sold 16 of them in 1 week.
That's great.
Yeah, whether those people were going to buy a shampoo and conditioner or not, I think a lot of them were only in the market for one. But hey, I'm almost out of my conditioner. I'll grab this too while I'm here. So it worked really well. And I've got another 12 coming on Monday. And a whole nother shipment of shampoo and conditioner, which I'm sure we'll go through eventually, but especially with all the leftover Christmas packs. But it was a great promo. Yeah.
That's good. You know, it's interesting.
Still purchasing. You know, I know they probably purchased a lot at Christmas for themselves, but people are still purchasing. They're kind of in the mood to shop right now. The seasons are changing a little bit here. Like, I just noticed this influx of energy and people walking around the retail area and walk-ins. So a huge shift for us over here anyways for purchasing.
That's good. What's interesting too is that the scrub itself being salt and sugar, obviously this being Valentine's Day, it's a very ethereal thing where you mix the two of them together, and it's supposed to be very cleansing from both sides of the yin and yang. So I don't know if they knew that was very appropriate for the holiday of love, but it's something pretty cool. And we at one point had the Wild and Virtuous candles that had come in as a promo probably about a year ago, and they were also like a black and white. There were 2 different candles, and the scent of them was absolutely amazing. So they were a really good giveaway.
Little white bag.
Yeah.
Oh, those were really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice add-on for your clients sometimes. I mean, they obviously appreciate when they get something, when they get something for free if they purchase, but it was nice. They were packaged really, really sweetly.
Yeah, and just to comment as well about something one of my reps had said, because she happened to come in when 2 days after I got my order for the candles, and half of them had already gone. And she says, okay, do you think you're going to want to buy more? Because we only have a limited amount. And I said, yeah, sign me up for another one. And she goes, not a lot of salons opt in for this. And I'm always surprised at how many people are missing out on retail opportunities. And I said, it costs money to make money. So even if, they're looking at it going, well, I have to buy all this product, I don't know, maybe I won't, you're really missing out on a potential revenue stream, added value to your clients. Now my clients know that we have specials that come up twice a year, and they look forward to it. And I don't care that it's limited edition. And, she mentioned that a lot of salons are like, oh, our clients are disappointed that it doesn't come back in. And I said, I think it's great it doesn't come back in. That gives me way more of an advantage and an edge to say, hey, get it while it lasts, enjoy it. And sometime throughout the next year, there will be another added value product. Keep your eyes open. And it keeps them coming back because they are beautifully designed promotions like the candles.
That's good. That's really good. I would probably say one of the things about what we do with the movement is we have our 4 pillars and things that we talk about. So, we like to incorporate retail, we like to incorporate education, marketing, and obviously the environmental component. I know that Angela and Chantelle being behind the chair on a day-to-day where Kurtis and I are more on the back and behind the scenes, they have firsthand experience. Even though I know the ingredients and things of these products, I couldn't tell you one thing about, who they're appropriate for in terms of hair or what they do. But why don't you ladies talk a little bit about the 2, the Love Curl and the Love Smoothing, and give everybody on a little bit of an idea about the products themselves.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. So my product today is the Love Curl. I wish I would have known that I was getting that product to talk about, because I would have worn my hair curly and shown you the results of such a lovely shampoo and conditioner. The Love Curl is a curl enhancing product. It has a slow food ingredient of the Noto almond. And a couple of months back, we had a meeting. We were Davines activists, which I hope still exists, but because we switched distributors, some kind of politics happened in there. But they went through all the products in the line, and they went through the slow food ingredients, and they asked the whole audience what they thought of when they thought of that particular food ingredient. And I'm going to say the same thing. When you think of almonds, what do you think of? You know, protein. To me, protein, vitamin E, vitamin B, all of those things are actually in the product along with the almonds, and they help to build the curl up and give it elasticity and staying power. And I think that we have a lot of clients in our salon. I have curly hair, so I have a lot of curly hair clients. A lot of different tiers of curly, frizzy curly, curls that need to be controlled, curls that need to be enhanced, a lot of like hair that, or heads that are not equally curly everywhere. And this product helps to sort of work that out for them. It gives them a place in the Davines line for curly girls and the serum as well is really nice. I think that they tend to, in a PK class, tell you that it is a leave-in conditioner type of product, and I think it has a little bit of hold and a little bit of tackiness to it, so I wouldn't call it that, and I don't market it that way to my clients. But that being said, it's still a soft curl that you get from it, and it's nice to have the marriage of a curl shampoo, a curl conditioner, and then a curl product that all kind of follows the same wavelength and the same family of, you know, ingredients. And I think it's a great product. I think we sell a lot of it. We definitely have a lot of curly hair clients that come to our salon, so it's wonderful.
Great. I am Love Smooth. Which way am I going to go here?
Ooh, nice flowers.
Somebody bought those for me for Valentine's.
Oh, secret admirer, maybe?
Maybe. It did say secret admirer, so I was afraid to say thanks for the flowers, honey, in case. Actually, I had a hunch. Sorry, my camera's so blurry. It's really weird. It was really clear at first. I'm not sure why it's gone blurry.
It's not too bad.
Pardon me?
It's not too bad.
Okay. So I have Love Smooth and the Love Hair Smoother. I particularly love these products. I think that they're probably one of the best sellers in the salon. I think because we're in such a humid climate here that people are constantly looking for extra moisture and shine and protection, and that's exactly what it delivers. It's one of the products that if you've got somebody with curly or frizzy or just thick and frizzy, or maybe they've got some combination of grays and whites and natural hair where some of those hairs tend to stick up a little bit, which is really common where I am. There's a lot of natural hair around here. And so it is my instant go-to. It is something that I think will win their heart. You know, like if you want to impress them, they'll immediately see results and feel it. And the smell is really nice as well. It's got like a citrus and green smell to it. So again, just to talk about the weight of the shampoo and conditioner, it is gonna, like the Love Curl, like Angela said, it is gonna elasticize the hair and allow it to have some natural volume to it. It's not gonna smooth it down so much that you feel greasy or piecey, because these clients already have thick hair, so they can handle it. It's just going to tame it down, tame those frizzies down. It's got the olive extract in it, so it's just part of the olive family with the slow food movement. And it's supporting those curls and treating them. And Angela, what you were saying about the product that goes along with each family, the Love Smoother, both of them, what I like about Davines, the styling aids, is they're not just a styling aid, they are a conditioning and nurturing product. So it's not a leave-in conditioner per se, but it is going to treat the hair and put moisture back into it while giving it some properties to style it. So the Love Smoother is going to weigh the hair down just enough to add a lot of shine to it. I find it extremely shiny, and I use it on a high percentage of my clients. I just learned that it has mica in it, so that explains the shine. Yeah, it's really high shine, really soft and easy to distribute. So if I've got somebody that doesn't like to necessarily work with creams or gels and things that seem a bit thick for them and they just want that really natural soft finish, I always jump to Love Smooth. And particularly if they're blowing it out, I mean, I really notice the difference in the hair. So shiny, smooth, a little bit of weight to make sure their hair can handle it or it will be weighed down. And yeah, the vitamins and antioxidants create a really nice longevity of moisture. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We have a lot of clients in our area, we were talking about it before, who have thyroid issues. I'm not sure if that's something that you guys come across, but it's sort of an epidemic around here. I feel like in my 22 years of doing hair, I've never noticed a client coming in and then, you know, 6 weeks later seeing this change in their hair texture. And that the texture change is that kind of coarse, frizzy. It just doesn't have any elasticity to it, whether it's the condition or the medication they're on. So for our salon, the Love Smooth is like, it's on the board all the time telling the interns. We have a board that explains to the interns what they need to use on the client, so that when they're taking down color, they know what shampoo and conditioner the stylist wants to use exactly. And Love Smooth is up there all the time. We just, our demographic, whether it be because of that issue or because, you know, we just have a lot of curly, frizzy kind of, we have a lot of ethnic hair in this area as well. And Love Smooth is a huge seller. It's a beautiful product. And you can, I like to encourage clients to try it, even if they have hair that's not on the thick side, because I don't find it heavy. It does coat the hair, but at the same time, it's not going to give you, like you said, that piecey or greasy kind of feel to it. It's really nice product.
Really fine hair, but because I'm processed, I will sometimes jump into Love Smooth. And it's, like you said, it's not just for thick-haired clients. It can be fine hair, but just make sure that their hair can accept that much moisture. And day one, it's great. Day two, I'm a little bit more weighed down, but it's day one, it can still be a really beautiful smoother. So
right.
Well, that's a good point. Let's move into one thing I was going to mention too, because a lot of this is about product and about, you've talked a little bit about, you know, your consultations with your clients and really, you know, really dissecting that process down into its key elements and making it so important to really make an authentic connection with your clients from a hair professional point of view, where this is a real consultative selling process where you are when a client is in your chair and they're sitting with you, no matter if you're taking just a trim or what it is, while you're there as a hair professional, you are diagnosing any type of, you know, hair issues, scalp problems, that kind of thing. So as a hair professional, they are getting that full service every single time that they sit in your chair. And so even if it's just a small service, your time is worth that full amount of hours. Just like when I go to a chiropractor, my particular chiropractor especially, because he's the upper cervical, if I'm holding my position and he doesn't need to adjust me, I still pay, because he checked it and he made sure that I was holding and that he's using his expertise from an alignment professional, that I'm in a position of health. So it's still worth all of that time and all of that energy that he did for me, and same for your clients. And, you know, bring this along towards the topic that we're talking about today. You know, for me, listening is love, in my opinion. And so when you are listening to your clients, you know, you are actually showing them a huge amount of love, and it should never be taken for granted about how much, you know, you're really giving to your clients.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting because, you know, if anybody would say anything, and obviously we're all married couples here, everyone likes to say that communication is key to a good marriage or a good relationship, and it's definitely a relationship with your client. So, you know, if, like Kurtis said, if you're not being completely involved in the consultation component, you're not listening to what the client thinks they need or wants to tell you, whether it's about their life or about their hair or about, you know, what their process is, you know, the love is definitely not going to be felt. And, you know, ultimately the goal of working with the clients is to be fully booked and to continue to build your, you know, your brand and your business. And I think it's really important. I mean, if you want to say communication is key from any business angle. I think sometimes from the salon side, salons get tied into just the everyday component of it, and they forget that the client is the one. As Kurtis said with the chiropractor, they're gonna pay the bill. You're the expert, so be the expert that they're looking for, and really make sure that you give them their full value in terms of the consultation and things that you're talking about with them.
Yeah, and even it can be a very high energy, fast-paced environment, especially if you double book. All of us double book here. I'm only 6 chairs, but I have to be very conscious of my clients' feelings and their space, because if I am in a little bit of a rush, I need to slow my voice down. I need to always make sure that they feel that I'm fully engaged with them and giving them that whole process. Kurtis, looking at their hair, looking at their scalp, listening to what they're saying, looking for key words that they're saying so that I can repeat them back to them so they know I'm listening. Even if they don't catch on to that, I always make sure I'm repeating and just really fully engaged with them, because the last thing I want is for them to assume that I'm too busy for them. And we hear it far too often, when you get new clients in your chair, my stylist was just too busy. I don't feel like they really listen to me anymore. I don't really feel like they hear me. They just kind of do what they think I want. And it's a really common perception from clients. So I really focus hard on engaging with them fully, even if I'm really busy and moving on to the next client. And because we're really team-based here, people come in and they feel the energy. So if I'm walking away, okay, thank you, can I get you anything while you're processing? A couple minutes later, if your cup's empty, somebody else is walking by. Hey, can I refill your tea for you? Make yourself at home. Can I get you anything? And I recognize that all of my members are really playing key roles in making each other's clients feel comfortable, which is huge for the energy in here. So I'm super grateful for that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's like a running joke, right? When you go to the diner and, whether they refill your water glass or whether they offer you that second cup of coffee after you've finished. And, sometimes it's just that little tiny detail that's going to resonate with the client. And, they could be an easy haircut, right? Just to trim every time. They could be a super easy single process where they're not really high maintenance in what they do. But those are the things that they're going to carry away with them about your salon and say, hey, they cared enough to make sure that, somebody came over to see if I wanted a refill on my tea or something like that. And, sometimes those things get overlooked. You get busy, you're double booked. It's a Saturday. Clients that come in during different times of the day are going to have a different feel. So we do a lot of moms that have kids in school. So our morning clients during the week have a way different lifestyle. They do the hustle and bustle all morning long. So they come into the salon and that's their downtime where they get to kind of relax and not think about anything for those 2 hours. Where Saturday clients are, they're on the move. Like they want to get in, they want to get out. They can kind of throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into your consultation and things that you're used to doing on a day-to-day or what your salon does as a policy on a daily basis. And you really need to keep, bringing that all back. We tell our staff all the time that, we're pretty firm in the type of consultation and the way that we recommend products to clients, so that if anyone ever came back to me on the front end and said, well, when I left Angela's chair, she didn't tell me that was the right shampoo for me or whatever it was, I can honestly say that that's not true. Like I know what we do as a team, and being a team-based salon like you are as well at Design House, it's important, I feel like, from, being able to count on everyone to know that they're going to help pick up the slack sometimes and to be able to give the little extra love when you're all out of love at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can't ever see you sweat. I always tell that to my girls. It's fine if we're in the weeds and we're rushing and everything else, but the game face has to go on. And every single client, from your first client to your last client of the day, even on those 10, 11, 12-hour days, they all have to get the same level of service. They all have to be your first client in the morning, like where you're fresh and you're on point and everything else. And when it starts to lag and people start to get, they just get derailed because, things happen. Clients come late, everything else. It benefits you to show everybody the same love that you showed the other person all the way throughout the day. And then at the end, you feel confident that you've done what you're supposed to do, that your team's done what they're supposed to do, and you send them out the door looking beautiful, but feeling good and feeling like they got what they needed.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, we all contribute to each other's success. So it is extremely essential for each one of my staff to be equally a part of that role, whether it's with the clients and cleaning and sweeping, every aspect of the salon, even just little love displays and that flower pot over there and the clean environment and the good coffee and all these little things that sometimes seem so little all contribute to their unconscious experience. And we want to make sure that our retention is not the industry standard at 22%.
Right.
Our retention is way up there because all of these little contributing factors fall back on their memory of the experience. So
yeah,
really
yeah, and don't assume that every other salon is doing that, because they're not. I know they're not. So it sets you apart. Just that one little thing just sets you apart from everybody else and makes their experience in your space completely different than any other place, 3 doors down that they went to. What you do next year with your little Valentines is have the clients write a little note to their stylist and why they love them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. While they're waiting, they can bring it up. Yeah, that's cute.
Did you get any of those from your clients?
Not yet, but
What?
I will.
Did you get any of those from your clients, you guys, at Valentine's Day cards or flowers?
No, we didn't have that, but I was thinking of what you guys were saying before, and I was thinking of that Millennium thing, that new project that they're doing, and what is it called? Love Your Stylist?
Yeah, so Millennium Software is doing this really cool thing. It's #DearStylist, which I don't know if we had talked about in the last call. And because Salon software tends to be kind of an in-between, right? So it's a necessary thing of things that we do on a day-to-day in the salon, and it books the appointments. But it's hard for a stylist to say, hey, what did you love about what I did today? Can you be super specific so I know how to do it every time you're in my chair? They did this really cool thing where they went to different salons and they actually interviewed clients leaving, and they took kind of love notes, I guess I would say, from those clients as they walked out to their stylist. And that's a really good point. That's something that we'll definitely put on the docket and plan for next year. I think that could be a really cool project that the movement does. And it's even more interesting because hopefully the next call that we set up in honor of George Washington's birthday for our next Sunday, which doesn't have as much meaning to you Canadians, but we'll talk a little bit about leadership and taxes and accounting and things that happen from the end of the year because, as they would say, the big fight in the States was no taxation without representation, but salon owners, we kind of have to pay the tax no matter what we do. And I know Canadians get it a little worse than we do here in New Jersey, that's for sure.
I was thinking of an idea when you were talking about interviewing your clients on the way out the door. Sometimes a lot of people are on to the next thing, whether it's going for lunch, going back to work, picking up the kids, having a little postcard up front with a few predetermined questions on there with a stamp on it, with your address on it. And it's just right up at the front desk, and it allows them to, whether it's negative or positive feedback, allows them to walk out the door with that in their hand, and then they can fill it out and mail it back. And it can be completely anonymous, but it's a great way to receive some feedback.
Yeah.
That's actually a great thing to try to test out. We would always say that there's a lot of similarities between our salons, with the exception of location. But one of the fun things that we have is because there's so many resonating themes from what we do collectively between the two salons, that we have this great, we'll have this great feedback that we'll be able to test out things like that and see. Because I would love to see if that's something that they actually send back. It would be worth a test case to try it. We have a bunch of things coming up with Sustainable Beauty Month and things like that. So even if you build it around a particular month or a particular holiday, I'd be really curious to see if they actually respond and send something in. And that's sort of the whole theme of the show today was, like, follow, and share the love. Some of your best clients will never write you a review. And even if you bring it up jokingly, we had something posted in the salon about, love, like, and share. And a couple of our great clients, clients that know my kids, that know where I live, that are a little more than your outside standard client, you know, they would say, oh, I don't even think about it. You should just tell me what to write. I'll write the review. And I said, well, you know, I want you to write the review from your experience point. You've been coming here every 6 weeks for the last 4 years, or sometimes, you know, in Angela's case, being over 20 years in, longer. They're just, they love what you do to them. They're definitely loyal, but I guess they don't realize the impact sometimes of social media and the Yelp mafia and things like that. And in terms of getting you that next client to help move the salon itself forward, that it's bizarre, you know, and I think that they would be happy to do it if they had a better understanding of, you know, what to do. And some of them don't have the robust social media profiles and things to hit you on all angles, but it's like anything else with referrals when you're kind of in the sales business. If you don't ask for them, they're not going to give them. You know, they don't think to refer somebody. They're kind of focused on their service and what you're doing for them. So sometimes it's just a matter of saying, hey, by the way, you mentioned your sister. She just relocated locally. Do you think she'd want to come in? You know, maybe bring her in with you next time. We could do a complimentary conditioning treatment. She could see the space, and, you know, we could actually double you guys up, and you can come in the same time if you wanted to spend a little quality time together. You know, we can book you right around each other, and you can, you know, get 2 hours of downtime together, hanging out and relaxing.
Right. And at the end of the day, that's the best way to get a new client, isn't it? Like somebody that sees your work and thinks it's great and wants to come in, better than, you know, putting an ad in a paper and somebody blindly coming in because, you know, you have such and such award and whatever. Seeing your work, you know, in the supermarket or a friend of theirs that gets done, that's the best way to spread your, you know, your craft, and to encourage your staff to ask their clients for referrals as well. So I think a lot of times people are sort of shy about it. Their clients are happy. They've done a good service. They're you know, they feel great about it, and then they forget to say, hey, by the way, here's 3 referral cards. You know, tell everybody about your experience here, because they're kind of shy about it. And I think that's honestly the best way to grow your chair, your business, our business. You know, everybody benefits from it.
Mr. Chantelle, what do you guys do to get referrals in your salon? Do you have any special promotions and things that you do?
Yeah, we do. We offer $10 to the client that referred them. So while they're leaving, particularly if it's a new client, it's pretty much mandatory to hand them 3 of your business cards and say, hey, just so you know, we have a referral program here. I'd love to have more clients like you.
Right.
If you send anybody in, make sure they mention your name, because we'll put $10 on your account as a thank you. And that's all we say, and we hope that people mention their name. For the first year and a half, we had an actual card that was a referral card, and we wrote that client's name on there, or maybe even just a client ID if they didn't want the personal name on there, so that they could hand it out. And it worked quite well. I thought that they needed that card in hand to make sure those referrals came in. But you know, since we stopped it, like, people still come in and, hey, I met this girl, her name's blah blah blah, and she sent me in. And my girls are really quick to ask. Also, I have a preset on the computer where it doesn't, when we're booking in a new client for the first time, you enter their name, blah, 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 everything else. But a mandatory field is, how did you hear about us? They can't actually close that appointment until they answer that question. And so it's a great spot to find out if it was a referral. And then it reminds the stylist to ask, hey, I saw that you were referred to the salon. Do you know who referred you? So it works really well without having that extra piece of paper that we're handing out with clients' names on it. And it's kind of personal, or, you know, it just kind of, it keeps it personal too, where I think if somebody mentions Sally sent me in versus I got this card and now I feel like I'm kind of getting this card because somebody else is going to get a kickback for it, it removes the actual referral aspect. Nobody really knows about it unless you were a client in the salon, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. We actually do a referral bonus for clients that refer someone, and we do a first-time client discount. What we're still doing the cards, but how we've modified them a little bit is we actually do a double-sided card, so they can almost be tinted. So without having like a business card holder and things like that, you know, we can go to some of the local, you know, you go to the gym or people that might be more into the whole eco or holistic aspect of the things that we do, or to the Davines line. Instead of setting up a whole shop there of different things, we can actually pop those cards together and they stand up on the front desk or things like that. So, we're lucky we have an organic nail salon that's not too far away and some things like that. So he's got our cards standing there. The cards double as an appointment reminder. We still have some clients that, it's funny because some of our older clients are more in tune with email than some of our younger clients sometimes. But one side has the appointment card, both sides have our logo with our address and website, and the other side is the person that referred you and some of the other information.
What else does it say on that card as far as the referral aspect?
The card itself explains the referral discount. It explains a little bit about us on the one side, and it gives you a line to write the stylist name, who referred you, that kind of thing. I mean, you'd love to say every referral that comes in, if one of your stylists gave the card out, you'd hope that the person that they referred comes back to that stylist. Our staff is pretty comfortable with saying, hey, listen, it's an availability type thing. You do your best to try to get them in with the person that goes to that particular stylist, but it doesn't always work that way. We've actually kind of modified them now. I don't know by you guys, but this is our card here, and you can see they're double-sided. So I know you're not going to get a good read with the lighting, but it's got our logo on both sides. So the one component has, the client's name and information and who referred them, and the bottom talks about the referral. And it also has, so this bottom half would be for the client referring. So it talks about that they get a referral bonus, they get a discount for bringing someone in. And then it also has their appointment information in case they want that card. So the good thing about it is from the front desk is the front desk fills that out with their appointment information, even though we do email. So it never has to be that uncomfortable, hey, I'm giving you a referral card so you can send somebody. It's just like, oh, by the way, here's your next appointment, and it's a referral card at the same time. So, it kind of gives that double edge, but depending on who's at the front desk, sometimes it eliminates that oddity of saying, hey, do you know somebody that wants to come here? It's like your appointment's there. Oh, by the way, if somebody comes in, you get 15% off service next time. So just saying, it's completely worth it if you want to save some money, but you don't want to save money, you want to spend money. So it kind of gives them an excuse to kind of pass it along as well.
Cool.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say a little bit about just adding to this and the topic actually that was just at the last lab that we did with Joe on the movement and on Whiskey Fridays. We talked a little bit about creating a movement and how according to Kevin Robertson, Roberts, that is the main CEO of Saatchi, and Saatchi had said in a major announcement 4 years ago that marketing is dead. No longer marketing to a salon. They're sick and tired of being interrupted with marketing and all this kind of stuff. They don't want to be talked at. What clients want and what people want is to be part of a movement and to create something where you are bringing them in so that your clients themselves feel as though that they have ownership in your movement, in your process. So when you're engaging your clients in your process of spreading holistic health and beauty to your community, they are spokespeople for that, ambassadors of that movement. As they go out, they're changing their lingo, how the way they talk to my salon or our movement or our holistic beauty movement. And then they're actually, when they're doing referrals, they're actually recruiting people into that movement of the holistic beauty concept throughout their community. And that's so much more empowering and powerful than cheesy marketing techniques and stuff like that. It's the real deal. And that's one of the reasons that we're called the movement.
Yeah, that's actually great. And that's actually a really good point. I mean, clients love the fact of being part of something bigger. And I know, we're kind of in the same, from the same cloth of, you win something like the Eco Salon contest worldwide, and you see your really true blue, great clients come in, and they're empowered by that for you. They come in and they're so, it's not that they're just happy that, hey, great for you guys, you won an award, that they feel like they won the award too, that they made the right choice in selecting you, and that resonates so much with them. And it's beautiful. It's good. And, hopefully the salons and the stylists that are attaching themselves to the movement, that some of our successes that we've been able to just because of what we do, we're going to be able to share with you so that you can spread that to your clients and hopefully pick up some good tips and things that you can bring into your salons and into your clients themselves. Because it's empowering. It's not just a great haircut. It's not just a great hair color. It's not just a great product line. They're bonded molecularly to you and your salon and what you do. And it's just really great to walk in the morning and you have a full house and they're your people, like they're your movement, and you can see it. And it's really a nice thing. And it's really, we're very fortunate on our end. And I know you guys would feel the same way, but it's just a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as a stylist, you give a lot of yourself to all your clients and to your staff and to your coworkers and to the community, and because that's part of being part of a movement. And I just wanted to mention quick that it's really important as a stylist and a salon owner or just anybody in entrepreneurship and even in the world is to really focus on loving and honoring yourself first. Really to really change that mindset of like, you have to give, and everybody's taking. People are looking for an authentic, real, whole person that's in that position to be able to give them their service and their time. So some ways that I think that, would really help somebody and a stylist out there to learn to love and honor themselves first is a couple things. I just made a couple points. One is, change your hearing. Don't listen to like should or better off if I, things like that, where you're like, adding judgment or guilt or something like that into your day. Really just change the way that you're hearing people when they say things. Like when they say, Angela, you should be doing a little bit more, time for yourself. And you're not hearing like, okay, well, I'd be guilty about not spending time for myself in having a special bath or whatever. But what you're hearing is that, hey, this is not permission, but you're giving an idea that you're part of this and you want to take care of yourself and you're making those decisions for yourself. The other is to actually fall in love with yourself. And that's different than like just thinking this or like, whatever. It's actually a falling in love where, you really are taking yourself out of the equation as a third person, but just allowing yourself through vulnerability and authenticity to actually really appreciate who you are and what you do as a profession and in your craft. It's a beautiful profession. It's a beautiful craft, and you're doing an amazing thing. And also just honoring your own personal boundaries, honoring those boundaries, that you've established for yourself with your clients and with your family and everything else, and just really be holding true to that and taking action when it comes to people going too much over, or like sending you text messages late at night saying, I want to get in. And then you saying, well, I'm working a 10-hour day already, but I can get you in because I know that this is such an important day for you. It's, you hold boundaries so that people can really appreciate you and honor you for saying that, I'm worth not having to work 11 hours a day and not being sick the next day just because, you have bad planning. And the last one is just really be authentic and with yourself, and just and then your passion is just going to be totally infectious, because when you really know who you are as a stylist and how good you are, when your craft and what you do, other people just are magnetically attracted to that confidence and a passion for what you're doing. And these are just a few things. There's probably a lot more, but these are some ways that really will allow you to be able to just really fall in love with yourself and honor yourself first. So just as a commitment to everybody, maybe take some steps for today as being Valentine's Day to really have that opportunity with yourself to think about those few things and work on them so that you can be the best hair professional that you can be.
Yeah, I love that. And, you've mentioned that before about the magnetism component. And I just think that is, I just think it's great. And it makes so much sense, from the human aspect of what we're made of. And I think it's important. I mean, clients, you want them to have this great experience with you and to be built into the brand, but they also need to know space-wise of, hey, these are the hours we're open, these are the hours I work, and you definitely need to take care of yourself. And, we're in the same position. We're shipping the kids off on a Sunday so that we can do these calls, and, but we're doing it for the greater good of what we do. I love that. You know, I would probably say there's always going to be an environmental component to what we do. At the same time, we're hoping with it's almost the 1 year anniversary of the new Essentials line, right, guys?
January.
So there's a great biodiversity component to the Essentials line, and obviously Love Smooth and Love Curl being part of it. We'll hold that because we're going to hope to get you know, Richard McCarthy, who's the executive director of Slow Food USA, on a call with us to talk a little bit more about the Slow Food Presidia and what slow food does, and how it supports this little system of farmers and things like that. But for those of you that don't know, it's sort of like what the World Wildlife Federation does for endangered animals. Slow Food does for endangered plant species and indigenous plants in different areas. It's a really beautiful story, but you know, we'll bring him on. He happens to be a really cool guy. I've been lucky enough to meet him a few times, and he's really passionate about that whole, you know, that's a movement in its own right. So we'll definitely be lucky to get him on. But we mentioned if everyone signs up at the salonmovement.com, we're going to do a little bit of a contest. Kurtis, you want to talk about the contest? I think we're going to do 14 people in honor of the 14th of February for Valentine's Day. But why don't you tell them a little bit about what they can get today?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're following our mantra of not, you know, don't salon alone. We want you to support your fellow owners and stylists out there. There's little ways that you can really help out, and some people don't realize it because you don't ask, and it's the same as like referral cards. You know, it'd really be nice to show the love to stylists and salon owners out there that you really do appreciate and have an authentic, you know, comment to make. You know, so take the time to at least do these three things: is to like a fellow Davines salon and Facebook on their Facebook page, the Movement M, and follow a fellow Davines salon or stylist on Instagram if you haven't already. So just think of at least one person of all those. Then the last and one of the most important parts is do a Google review of a fellow, you know, Davines salon or stylist. You just have to pick one of all those three. All you have to do is then send us an email with the three people that you chose on the list that you've liked on Facebook, that you followed on Instagram, and that you've left a Google review with. And we're going to send you a little bit of love from Davines and from Ergo. And yeah, James, you talk about the prizes because you're the one that's, I think you got them.
Yeah, so first 14 people that are able to do it and shoot an email over to us at info@thesalonmovement.com. You're going to get a little bit of swag today as a little Valentine's gift from us. So you'll get a brush from Ergo Brushes, which we had Robert on in text only last week, who hopefully we get on live on a call again. Some Davines products. You'll get a little bit of movement swag that we put in a little basket for you. And we'll also be sending some things out to our first supporters that signed up before that first call. So expect something sent to your salon that just as a thank you and to spread the love a little bit. You know, we can honestly say we're really fortunate. We're loving the project so far. Guys, as always, thank you, you know, for being part of this. We're definitely proud and honored to have you by our side. And you know, next call Sunday, same time. That'll be the 3rd and the 4th of our big kickoff month, and you know, we hope to get some other guests on, and hopefully everybody's feeling better. Between seems to be a lot of flu things going around the country right now, so we've lost a few of our potential guests today. But we promise next week we're going to make up for it. We're gonna need more seats, and Blab's going to have to make some adjustments to put more people on calls.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Accounting and accountability; those are going to be the favorite things of, you know, a stylist or salon owner out there. I'm sure. No, we're going to make it. We're going to make it fun.
You know, a little bit of leadership in honor of good old George Washington. Well, maybe we'll give away some wooden teeth. I don't know. I don't know what's actually true about what he does, but you know, the funny thing about New Jersey is there's a lot of places that say George Washington slept here, and maybe we'll talk about that because I don't know if George Washington actually slept any of those places. He might have done other things, and he was known for some drinking besides his wooden teeth. So we can bring some fun into the call next week.
All right. Okay, good to see you guys. I'm going to put some comments on the right for the actual contest itself, and that was cute. Okay, love you guys.
All right, guys.
Have a great day.
Thanks again. We'll see you next Sunday, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
See ya.
Ooh, are we done? Oh, great.